I've got 1968, 1969, and 1970 mint sets in front of me. Today we are going to cut out the Kennedy half dollars and look for minimum grade of MS65 and better. I'm putting together a bulk batch to send off to the graders, a bulk batch of Kennedy half dollars. And so essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take them out of the envelope and kind of look at the half dollar as much as possible to make sure that I think it'll grade MS65 or better. Holy cow. All right, just so you guys know, I just found a proof-like, minimum proof-like, very possible dimple. At the end of this video, I'm going to bust this out of the cello here, look at it under light, and show you guys with the other camera, so it's the close-up view. But guys, this one coin right here could have just paid for this entire batch of coins, so make sure you stick around for that. I'm going to set that aside. That's incredible. On the 1970 mint set, it's probably worth it to look for the small date cent. That's one that does carry a pretty good premium, the 1970S small date business strike cent. There's also a 1970S small date on the proof cent as well. So there's a proof and a business strike. Another note, and we'll talk about these things more in depth, but another note, I don't remember if it's the D or the P, but there's a 1970 nickel that is literally unknown in full steps. So if you ever found one of those, that would be worth several $1,000s. All right, so we've got the 1968, 1969, and 1970s cut out right here. I'm going to quickly assess them under light once I plug it in. And I'm basically just trying to weed out any of the half dollars where I can see for sure, looking through the cello, that it's not going to grade at least MS65. If I can see anything that's going to hold it back from grading MS65, what I'll do is I'll just pair it back up with the P mint set and put them back in the envelope and sell it as a mint set, basically. So we're going to do this very quickly. Now see, this one has a lot of chatter here on the neck and on the cheek there. You know, I'm going to go ahead and take it out because I think it's right there on the edge. It could be at least a 65. It really just depends on what it looks like once it gets cleaned up. You guys, I'm getting a lot of questions about the conservation process. I'm going to do a video on conservation, okay? I promise it'll be up before the end of January. I'm going to talk about exactly how I do, what chemicals I use, when I do it, when I don't do it, all of that type of stuff. So I'll go ahead and answer all those questions in the conservation video coming up in January or before the end of January. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you like this type of content. And if you have any ideas on any type of content in particular that you would like, please tell me in the comments. I'm really going to start branching out. So far, I've really just stuck with Kennedy halves and Franklin proofs and stuff like that, the stuff that's like my main lane. But guys, I'm a full-time coin dealer and I do a ton of other stuff besides just half dollars. So I'm going to branch out and get into a lot of other stuff. In fact, I've got a roll of uncirculated 1943 steel pennies, steel cents. That's one of my favorite coins. And we're going to look at that here in an upcoming video. So anyways, about the conservation, what I'm doing here, I'm going to take all of these that I think will grade, or at least that I think have a shot at least MS65. I'm going to take all of them out of the cello, and then I'm going to conserve them. And then once I do that, I'll send them off to grade. For any that get rejected at MS65, or let's say if I cut one out and I realize it's got hairlines all over it, or spots that don't come out, something that's for sure going to prevent it from grading MS65, I would just put it in a tube and then sell it as an uncirculated roll. So that's what I do with all these coins that I don't grade. I just sell them raw. So the 68s, we're going to go ahead and take all of those out. Move on to the 69s here. Oh, that one's a no, guys. You see the bag marks here in the head and in that area, like it's not gonna get the grade. So we're not gonna take that one out of the cello. This one's kind of a borderline coin. We'll take it out just in case. That's interesting. I'm going to pass on this one too, just because I know that that spot right there will never come out no matter what I do. And then on the 1970s, I'm just going to give you guys a teaser. We're going to cut all these out, so I'm not even going to look at them right now. You guys, that coin right there is so proof like it's not even funny. Just wait till I get it out of the cello. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit stop on the video right now, and I'm going to hurry and cut them out of the cello. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to kind of try to do this relatively quick. Okay, now on these coins, you guys, this discoloration here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to look underneath the haze, underneath the discoloration. This coin concerns me a little bit because of these yellow or white spots between the L and the I, and over here between, basically over here between LIB of Liberty. If those don't come off, then this coin has, well, at least it shouldn't have even a shot at grading MS65. If they do dip off, then, you know, it looks to be a very clean coin. So that one's going to boil down to conservation. So is this one. And I feel like it could go either way on these. On these Kennedy half dollars, you are going to want to focus primarily on the area here above the ear and from the forehead all the way to the back of the head right there, on the cheek right there, just to the right of the lips and nose, and then also right on that neckline there, just above the D and the W, E, and We Trust right there. That's the high points on the obverse, and that's where you're going to see wear first. Now these are out of mint sets, and so they should be uncirculated, but I have seen crazier things. Whoops. Again, I just fumbled the coin, just so y'all know, that does not hurt these coins in any way, shape, or form. That one looks super clean also. I think all three of those have a really good shot at grading at least MS65, as long as that haze cleans up nice. That one's really clean, probably a possible 6. What's going to hold these back, you guys, basically are bag marks. And then also that discoloration. If that doesn't come off, that coin's just going to go in the junk silver tube. So, but essentially what I'm looking for are bag marks and scratches. And these are very clean so far. They don't have hardly any bag marks or scratches or contact marks at all. A 1968 Kennedy in mint state 65 only sells for like 15 bucks, guys. 12 to 15, maybe 20 bucks if you're lucky. That's okay. So what I'll do is I'll basically take all the ones that I think are going to be at least 65 or 66, and I'll err on the side of caution there with the 1968s, because really it's not even worth grading them unless they're going to grade 66. They won't let me send a batch to the graders and say, hey, I want a minimum grade of 66. MS65 is the lowest minimum grade they will do on Kennedy half dollars. And so my point here is, if I lose a couple of dollars on all the MS65s, that'll be okay, because I will make up for that with a handful of 66s. This grading game, that's all it is. It's a game, guys. I've had entire batches where I've lost money, and I've had batches where I make an obscene amount of money. So it's just a game. It's a numbers game. The more you play it, the more you grade, the better your chances of winning. And so that's kind of my thoughts on that. I told you that an MS65 sells for like 12 or 15 bucks. Mint State 66 sells for like 50 or 60. Okay, and then it just goes up from there. So ooh, that's a really clean looking coin. So once this coin right here gets conserved, that might even be better than a 66. That is just a beautiful, beautiful coin. On the 1969s, don't hold me to this, don't quote me on it, but a MS65 will sell for anywhere from like, I think 15, maybe 20, 25 bucks. An MS66 is selling for like 100 to 120. So hopefully we'll get a handful of 66s here. And now this coin, guys, remember how I said just a minute ago that the high marks are here, and then just to the right of the lips and on the neckline? Look at this coin. I don't know how I missed this looking through the cello. Look at those super, super deep scratches right above the W and We. Just to the left of the earlobe there. Those are deep, deep scratches. And then the contact marks there above the ear. That's definitely going to hold this coin back. I've seen a lot of coins like this in Mint State 65 holders, but I've also seen them, grade 64. So This coin I probably will not send, especially because it's got this discoloration there, below the A, to the right of the wing there, and then also in the olive branch is I think what that is. So the next one, and I apologize about this footage, guys. This light here, what I need to do is I need to get a soft white bulb. This one's clear and it's kind of blowing out the camera a little bit. So I apologize for that, but this is better than nothing and it'll work for now. This one here has got a tiny bit of chatter on the cheek there, but nothing like that first one. So I think that one could possibly grade 65. Doesn't hurt these coins, guys. That chatter right there is noisy. It actually looks a lot worse than it really is. It's this bulb, you guys. This bulb is the bulb I use for grading proofs, actually. I prefer soft white. It's a 100-watt clear incandescent light bulb. And again, it's the light bulb I use for grading proofs. For grading mint state coins, I actually prefer the soft white. Same thing, 100-watt incandescent bulb, but I prefer the soft white because it's kind of easier on the coins. In other words, if you've got a mint state 65, this clear light is going to make it look like a 4 or even a 3. In fact, that's why, if you guys remember, I did a video, you know, it's probably 5 or 6 videos ago. I took a bunch of coins out of PCGS box, unboxed them, we looked at the grade and looked at the coins. There was an 1885 CC Morgan. Was it an 85? It may have been an 84, but either way, it was one of the common date CC Morgans, and I was pretty confident. I'll put it this way, it was a solid 4 with a shot 5, and it came back MS65, and a lot of you guys were looking at that footage like, no, that's a 3, that's a 2. No, it's just the fact that I'm using a clear bulb on mint state coins. I should definitely be using a bulb that is soft white, because this tends to make them look worse than they really are. So anyways, just make a note of that. Moving on to the 1970s. Now, guys, these are the money coins, okay? I believe 1970 mint sets are like 11 bucks. That's what I paid for this group, so I think that's kind of where they're at. An MS65 selling for anywhere from like 45, 50, 55 bucks, and an MS66, you guys, that's over $300 coin. And I'm actually very confident that this one here in my hand is a 66. It's got absolutely no chatter, no scratches that I can see. Yeah, this coin, this is one of the nicest 1970 Kennedys I've personally ever found. So I'm really excited about this coin, you guys. Hopefully we've got more just like it. Because again, an MS66 is a $300 coin or better. An MS66 Plus, I mean, they just go up from there. So this is what's more common, and I would say this is a 5. It looks pretty chattery and scratched, but it's actually not a bad coin. Again, next time we do this with business strikes, I'm going to have a soft white bulb so that you guys can get a better idea as to what the coin looks like under light. I think that's a solid 5, the one we just looked at. You guys, we're getting down to that proof like 1970 proof like. That coin is a stunner. Now this one here, you guys, that stuff that is on the high points, that's just discoloration. So conservation is going to just absolutely take that right off. That's a really clean coin, definite 5, shot 6 all day long. Here's another really nice one. Same thing, super, super clean batch of 1970s on these ones, guys. Solid 5, solid 5, shot 6. 3 more coins left, and that last one is the dimple, or, well, proof like or the dimple. All that stuff's going to come right off. The conservation method I use is just going to melt that all away, and this is an easy 66, easy. I'm pretty sure there's at least 3 in here that I would say, yes, for sure that's an MS66. What I'm saying, I'm so confident that if I sent it off to NGC or PCGS and it came back anything less than MS66, I would literally just crack it out and resend it, because for the extra 20 bucks that you're going to spend trying to grade it again, well, it's a $300 to $350 coin once it's in that 66 holder, and I literally wouldn't even be able to count how many times I've had coins like that where it's like, okay, I'm going to submit it because I think it's a 66. It comes back 65. So I crack it out, send it again. It comes back 64. I'm like, okay, what the heck? Maybe I'm missing something. I'll try it one more time. Crack it out, send it back, and it comes back 66 plus. You guys, the number of times that has happened is obscene. So I do play the crackout game with $150, $200, $300 coins because it's worth it. Those grades that you're getting it's just all a numbers game, and so it's worth it to play that game, to me anyways. You know, if I've got a $300 coin and I've submitted it 3 times, yeah, $100 is eaten up in the grading fees, and I'd rather only have to submit it once, but if I only submitted it once, I go from making $250 to losing 20 in the first place. So it's just the game that I'm playing here, and if you guys want to play that game with me, stay tuned to this channel because I'm bringing the content in 2022. So make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, do all the good stuff. All right, guys, this one here is in solid MS66, same thing, so that makes it to 4 1970s that I think will grade 6. Here is the banger coin. This is the money coin. This is a 1970D, and it looks like a proof planchet. It's got some staining on it that hopefully will come off, but you guys can just see it's just got a whole different look than the other coins that we were looking at. It's just got deep, deep mirrors. It doesn't have a lot of contrast, but that's okay because for a proof-like designation or a dimple, deep mirror proof-like, you don't need contrast. In other words, you don't need the frosty devices like you do on a proof coin in order to call a proof coin cameo. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. Hopefully you guys are following me. It's got it on the reverse as well. Now, this coin does have a little bit of chatter, and so I don't think it's going to grade a 5. I think it's going to grade 4 PL or 4 DPL. So I'm going to send this in a separate batch. It won't go with the bulk of them. It's going to go to it'll go to NGC just on its own in its own batch, and I will make sure from here on out all the coins I get back I'll do a grade reveal. So let's go ahead and get the lights turned back on. Super stoked about those. It couldn't have went much better. Let's get the lights back on. All right, guys, that's that. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching COINTABLE. We'll see you guys next time.